Hello friends! We are making a unique friendship bracelet. I saw the pattern pop up while I was looking at Bracelet book and I could not imagine how it was supposed to look. But then I made it, and then I made more and I made more, and I'm obsessed. Today you're going to need two colors. One is going to be for the outside, one will be for the center. For the center color, for a 6-inch bracelet, you want 32 inches. And then for the outside color, you want 40 inches. 4 strings of the outside color, 2 strings of the inside color. We're gonna get right into the video. These are the colors I'm using. Blue is the outside color, and orange is gonna be the inside color. For this bracelet, all you need to know is backward knots and forward knots. So I want my outside strings on the inside when I'm starting. And I just measured 6 inches just to make sure that I have enough string for the braid on the end. Yeah, so then I just put the tape in the middle, making sure it kept these how it's supposed to be. Okay, so basically what we're starting with is first I try to divide these strings. If you're having trouble dividing or splitting strings up, the harder you pull on it, the more knotty it's going to get, so don't recommend that. Sometimes it'll just separate if I just split them in half like this. Sometimes it won't, so then I try to go and pull separately. Yeah. And of course, it's always when I'm filming that it's the most tangly. We're starting out here with a backward knot. If you're already familiar with the backward knot, you make it backwards 4, and then I have my pinchers ready. I bring the string to the pinchers and I pull, and now I grab on this end and I pull up. That's the first half. And then I do it again, backwards 4, pinchers, bring it through, pull, and I pull. You should know if it's a backwards knot because your string should want to go that way. If it wants to go that way, then you did a forwards knot. If I can find the next piece of string, there we go. Now here we're doing another backward knot. So I want my backwards 4, pinchers, boom. I'm leaning on the string. There we go, pull it through and pull up here. Then I do it again. Oop, and we lassoed in some other friends. Alright, so now this one's in the middle. I want to do the same thing on the other side, except I'm not doing backwards knots because I want to be going that way. If I want to go that way, I have to do a forwards knot. So, to do a forwards knot, forward, strings are tangled. Well, if I just pull gently, it should be good. There we go. I just try to be gentle because if I get frustrated and I pull really hard, then it's a knot and then it'll never come out. And then I have to cut the strings and start all over. It's even more frustrating. So I got my forward knot. Forward 4. Pinchers again, bring the string into my pinchers and then I pull it through and tighten it up. Again, forward 4, pinchers, bring it in, and bring it through. Now I'm a righty, so I tend to do more things with my right hand. You'll notice I pull through with my right hand no matter which knot I'm doing. No stress if that's how you are. forward knot again, through the pinchers, pull, oh, and we tangled up, boom, and again. Sweet. Now I have these two strings. You can do a forward knot or a backward knot. It's up to you. I would recommend just picking one and sticking with it, because that's the only thing that these strings do. And if I do a forward knot and then a backward knot and then a backward knot and then a forward knot, then one string is going to get short and the other one's not. Which we should have plenty of string here, but just try to stick to one if you can. I tend to do a forward knot, because when we do it in the middle, the strings switch places. So I make my forward 4, pinchers here, pull through, and then especially because we're joining these two, I'm going to give it a really nice tug, but not too nice, because then my strings slip through. There we go. Forward knot again, here, nice tug, but I'm going to hold onto the tape this time. Cool. Okay, so now we're on to this second half here, and now I want to use this blue string, not the outside one, just the one in the middle that just did the knot, and I'm going to do a forward knot. So 4 pinchers, loop it through, and tight. And then, wow, I did that way too fast. Sometimes instinct just kicks in and I forget that I have to like show you what's going on. Okay, again, forward, pinchers, etc. And I would still be careful with tugging right now, because my strings are still slipping. And then same thing over here. Forward knot onto this orange string. Now here, if you see this loop here, it might be harder to see right now, but if I pull up this bracelet, you see these loops that are made. This forward knot is where those loops are made. It's up to you, like how you want the look to be. You can, of course, mess around with it, but I tend to go really loose on this first knot. And then the second one, I tighten it up. Because it generally, if I go loose and I leave a little bit of bubble, then it doesn't change a whole lot onto the next one. If that makes sense. If I leave the like the length of the string shouldn't shorten on the second knot. Alright, now on this side we're doing, you guessed it, backward knots. So I have my backwards 4, my pinchers, pull through, boom. This orange is still knotting like crazy. And then this knot I do is nice and tight. Backward, remember, backward 4, pull through, and then that should want to be in the middle. And now this, same thing, backward knot here, and then I do it loose. I don't add extra tugs. And then when I do it the second time, I pull. Tight. So that's our first one done. On to the next part. This is the part that messes me up a little bit, and if you are a person that knows backward forward knots or forward backward knots, I found myself the first time going through this trying to turn the forward knot we just did, because now I'm about to do a backward knot. Because we're doing the same pattern that we did to start it off, but it's just a little different because the strings are, I already have knots. So once you get going, try to avoid doing forward backward knots. You have to do the 2 knots for each one. So here I'm doing a backward knot again, and it feels weird and it looks weird that I have these 2 knots stacked up in the same row. But it works, I promise. And then the second one, I'm also doing a backward knot. And this part of it is just part of the uniqueness of this bracelet and how it doesn't look like other bracelets. Here, oh, big knot, awesome. Forward knot. Oh boy. And then we want that. Oh gosh, that scared me. And we want to join these two in the center. I'm doing a forward knot. Boom. And back to what I was doing before. Forward knot here. This one's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. And then here, remember, we want to be loose. Think loose. Loose. And then on the second one, tighten it up. There. Oh, that's a cute little bubba. And I keep leaning on the strings. I pull on it, and I'm like, why isn't it going anywhere? Oh, I should tell you what's happening. I can't start chatting until next time. The next one. Alright. Backward knot. Hitting the table for emphasis. And another backward knot. Loose to start. And then tighten it. And we did another one. How nice. You guys gotta tell me if you like these, because at this point my first one hasn't been like up for long enough. Like my first video like this hasn't been up for long enough for me to know if this format does better or not. Because I have a small audience. Alright, backward knot. Also, I was going to film a Halloween tutorial. I love Halloween. Today, but I put up on my Patreon asking, backward knot again, if y'all wanted me to do a candy corn chain bracelet or a ghost chain bracelet. Both of these patterns are patterns I made up myself last year, at Halloween time, obviously. So, doesn't matter to me either way. If I have time, I might do both, but I currently have a split vote. I'm pretty sure the votes are my parents. Oh, these are forward knots, by the way. Pretty sure the votes are just my parents, and neither of them know how to make friendship bracelets. So it doesn't really matter what they think. Love you, parents. They also watch my videos. So if you would like an opinion on the kind of videos I post, if you want free string, if you want live stream with me, and I'll live stream tutorials. And last month I had you pick which organization I donated to for Hunger Action Month. So all those things are super fun, and stuff like a lot of the stuff right now, because, wow, what words am I using? Most of the stuff right now on my Patreon is available to anybody. So even if you sign up to my Patreon as a free member, this is a forward knot, you still can vote for all these things. These are backward knots again. It'll be mere milliseconds to you, but I'll be back. I'm done. I wanted to end on a spot where these strings are on the outside because I think it's cute. I like to finish it off with a little square knot. I'm not familiar with the square knot. It's a macrame thing, but it carries over pretty well, and it's a good finisher for a bracelet. So I think it's fun to use the accent color for this. So this string is going to go under the bundle of strings. It'll cooperate, and then over the string just coming out of this side. And then this goes over the bundle of strings and through this lovely loop right here. And then you pull it tight. And you have this much string. There we go. Then, and then a square knot is very much like a regular friendship bracelet knot where you have to do it twice. So I'm doing it the opposite way now. So orange string goes under the blue, over the other orange, making this little fun loopy. And then this orange goes over the bundle, through the loop. And then you pull the ends. Good. And then it's cute. And then I just like to bundle oranges together and split the blues. A little braid action on the end. I also realized while I was making it that you're only ever doing your knots on the color that's in the middle. Like if I found myself trying to knot blue on a blue string, something was going wrong. So if you do notice something's going wrong at all for you, just make sure you're only doing the knots on the color of the center color. Like even orange will knot on orange in the center. And then I want to do a new segment at the end here. Mostly just because I've already made a bunch of these bracelets. I know that's not always the case when I make a tutorial. I always make at least one, like practice one, before the tutorial, but I currently have 3 other ones besides this one, and one that I barely started. So I wanted to do a little, like, vote for your favorite. Yeah, the last blue. Alright, and then I chop it off right here. Boom, and then having way too much orange actually pays off because I can use this to make it adjustable. So I will quickly do this on the other side. Okay. So I did that. I got one of my orange little scraps. And I line up these two braids. Try to center this scrap in here. And then I start with just a normal tie to secure it. Otherwise it's really annoying. And square knots don't really work that well. And then I want to line it up like that. And now we do some square knots. So it's a little more precarious. You can also, of course, make it permanent and save yourself this hassle. But I find a lot of people want it adjustable so they can take it on and off. And as someone with sensory issues, I understand it's kind of annoying to have a wet bracelet after like shower or swimming or whatever. I find I don't mind them as much on my ankles as I do on my wrists. Alright, after a few of those, I flip it over and I do a little double knot on the back. Cut off the extra and we're done! Sweet. For the best color combo, so you can vote in the comments. I would love to know. Option number 1 is, of course, the one that we just did. Is option number 2. It kind of looks brown, but hopefully you can tell it's like more of a magenta, like a really dark red kind of color. Option 3 is this yellow one. I'm pretty sure I showed you this earlier. Yellow with some pink in the middle. Or, oh, that's backwards. Some light pink with some light yellow in the center. But I just did light purple and dark purple. I'm a big fan of purple, so that's option 5. But right now the one that I wore in this video is my favorite. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'm trying out a newer format of more like chill, laid back videos where we're just kind of hanging out. So let me know if you're liking it, if you're hating it, just tell me. It's cool. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would love if you gave this video a like if you liked it. And yeah, that's all. See you next time.